If it's your goal to try out baby grasshopper or maybe teach this pose in a class, these are my favorite stretches and warm-ups to do to be able to get into this pose. Stay tuned to the end where I will be showing and giving you some good tips about how to get into the posture itself. Starting with the basic seated cat-cows, bring your feet about hip-width distance, hands to the tops of your knees. Inhale as you lift your heart forward, open through your legs. Exhale as you round through your spine, drawing your chin towards your chest. Now imagine that this movement is coming from your pelvis or your low back and slowly waving all the way up through your mid-back, your upper back, and your neck. And this movement really just helps us prep for the other warm-up stretches and sets the baseline. And this posture really just warms us up for the other postures and sets a great baseline. Moving on to the next warm-up, bring your hands behind you, finding seated figure 4 pose. Bring your ankle just above your knee on your thigh, and just gently start to sway your legs side to side, finding a bit of range of motion here, and simply just noticing how your hips feel. Option here to flex your foot or find some ankle circles. And coming back through center, inhale, seated cow pose, lift your heart. Exhale, seated cat pose, rounding through, keeping your supine figure 4 position here. Flex your floating foot. And again, finding that tilt first from your pelvis to open through your hips. Next warm up is a little bit intense. So come onto your back, lift up your foot, and then start to drop both legs over to one side of your mat. So if your right foot is over your left knee, drop your legs over towards the left. And then plant one hand to the inside of your leg or your thigh, your knee, to gently open up through your hip. Know that your legs do not have to touch the ground. It's more just about finding that deep stretch in your side hip muscle, if you will. And then start to come all the way back up. Again, keeping your legs as they are, extending your left leg forward. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, fold over your legs. Now, this might not be a crazy fold. As you can tell here, it looks like I'm sitting upright, and that's because I'm doing this in the morning. But wherever you're at, flex both feet. Remember to relax your shoulders down your back, soften the muscles in your face. And from here, finding a twist, bring both hands over to one side of your mat and gently sort of twisting down towards the side of your mat and slightly back. And bring one hand to the back of your mat, finding horizontal low lunge. Simply plant your foot down and then coming onto your side body, reaching one arm up and over. Option here to rest your arm on top of your knee. And think as if you're breathing into your side ribcage, really opening through that side body here. Next, finding a baby grasshopper prep. So reach your top arm in front of your bended leg. Think as if you're reaching towards your ankle or your foot. And the key here is to really bend through your back arm and lean forward here. Breathing into any tight or constricted areas. And honestly, you can get into baby grasshopper from here as well, although I do find it a little more challenging. Slowly start to make your way out, coming back to that forward fold sort of figure 4 variation. Then grabbing your top leg just like one baby, swaying it side to side. You can bring a slight bend into your extended leg here. And finally, coming to our last posture, which will be double pigeon. So bringing your extended leg to about a 90-ish degree angle and then stacking your top ankle just above your knee on your thigh. An option here to hold your top leg for a little more support. And slowly start to make your way out of this pose, bringing both feet back to about hip-width distance and gently swaying your legs side to side, releasing any tension in your hips, your low back. All right, moving to the other side. This time, bend through your elbows. Bring your left ankle just above your right knee onto your upper thigh. And then press down through your hands, sitting upright. And once again, just swing side to side here, noticing how this side of your body feels. Perhaps flexing your top foot for a little more intensity or finding some gentle ankle rolls. Make your way back through center and finding those seated cat-cows here. Inhale as you lift your chest, drawing your shoulder blades together. And exhale as you really round through, starting from your low back, moving through your mid-upper back. Focusing on your pelvis tilt. It's a very slight movement here since we are in a kind of a figure 4 motion pose. And slowly start to descend all the way onto your back, lifting your legs up and then dropping your legs over towards the right. That is, if you are on the left side, your left ankle is over your right leg. Then extending your left arm out to the side, allowing your shoulders to become heavy, and then bringing your right palm to your inner left knee to open through your hips. And slowly start to make your way all the way back up, extending your right leg forward, as I like to use it for a little more momentum. And rooting down through your sit bones, inhale as you reach your arms high, and exhale, folding over your legs, flexing through both feet. Then finding that twist, bring both arms over towards the right side, and slightly leaning down and towards the back of your mat. Breathing deep into your low back and into your hips, and try to keep both of your feet flexed. Next, finding the horizontal low lunge. So planting your right hand slightly behind you, aside your hip, and slowly bringing or rotating both feet over towards the right. Then extending your left arm towards your back toes, and perhaps resting your arm on top of your knee. Sending your breath into your side ribcage, relax your shoulders down your back. And from here, finding that baby grasshopper prep, bring your left arm in front of your leg, reaching towards your back toes or your back ankle. And again, option here too, you could find baby grasshopper lifting up your bottom leg by engaging your inner thighs and actively leaning forward. And gently start to make your way back to the forward fold variation, bringing both sit bones onto your mat. Then grabbing your left leg this time, gently cradling it side to side. And finding the last posture here, which is double pigeon. Bend your right leg, bringing both knees at about a 90-ish degree angle, stacking your left ankle just above your right knee on top of your thigh. And again, option here to hold your top leg for a little more support. Some of these stretches can be quite intense, so I would almost recommend perhaps doing some sort of warm-up or sun salutation before actually getting into these postures, but no worries because you can always modify or add support. And slowly start to plant your left foot down, planting your right foot down to the other side of your mat, and just swaying your legs side to side to reset. An option here to add a little bit of a twist, bring your feet about the width of your mat, dropping both legs over to the left, bring your palms slightly behind you, inhale as you lengthen through your spine, and exhale as you slightly twist down towards your mat and to the right. Gently coming back through center, drop both legs over towards the right, bringing your arms slightly behind you, inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist, bending through your elbows. And slowly making your way back through center. Alright, now to try baby grasshopper. I actually find it a bit easier to start from a standing position. So beginning in one-legged mountain, lift your right leg high. Finding the Shiva squat, crossing your knee behind your left. Plant your right hand down, and then start to extend your right leg towards one side of your mat. And then reaching your arm out in front of your leg towards your toes or your ankle. And really empathize leaning forward. If you start to lean back or your arms on in front of your leg, it can be easy to fall back into that horizontal low lunge and sort of lose your balance here. So now showing it on the other side, left leg up, one-legged mountain, crossing under to that Shiva squat. Start to extending your left leg and think as if you're swaying your hips to the inner corner of your front foot instead of just sitting back. All right, I hope this tutorial helps you today, and peace. Thanks for practicing with me today. Ciao.